One of their shitty beers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, Moose family? Welcome to another edition of the Moose Roundup over here. Serious business over here at the Moose Hockey League. www.mooseonice.com. Follow us on Twitter at Moose on Ice. Now, Moose family, we got playoff pictures over here. There's a couple of games left in the MAHL and the MHL. First over here, please, I'd like to introduce you to my co-hosts over here, Jason Blaze, Saint 0420, and the Apex Panda. Jason Blaze, what's going on in your neck of the woods, broski?
Oh, man, it's going to be pretty busy. Operating a one-night-only tournament versus tournament April 1st. You got to be there. It's going to be where the best versus players in the Moose is going to be. We're also working on some other things behind the scenes, but you guys will find out sooner or later. Saint, what's going on?
Heartbreaking loss for Pittsburgh today. Philadelphia, 0.09 seconds, got the game winner. Little down on that. Other than that, getting ready for the playoffs. Can't wait to see who gets in. What's up with you, Apex?
Not much. Kind of bummed about the Penguins, too. It sucks. Right now, tonight, I'm just trying to get warmed up for the series tonight. Hopefully I can get in playoffs with this.
Yeah, and you made a mention of that, Apex. You're just out of the playoff picture over here, and it looks like a couple of guys, they already locked in the playoff spots. Looks like 1 through 5 right now. It's always scummy in Philadelphia. Dangling Peck is Left Wing Warriors. Penalty Box Heroes and Liberalism is a mental disorder. 6, 7, and 8 spots over here. They're still up in the air right now. Bombay's Goose Squad. And Hat-Trick Stars, as well as Quickie in the Stalls. All three of them they could possibly get into the playoffs. None of them less than 6 games left. Some of them got 3 games, a series left. Some of them got 6 games left over there. Apex Panda, how important is it to sweep this series tonight, broski?
Well, 2 points will tie me with Jordan. And if a sweep, I'm guaranteed into seventh place, so I'll be good as long as I get the sweep tonight. Thankfully, I'm versing the lowest team, BD's team. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but I'm just happy to be playing him, at least, if anyone.
Yeah. Pretty favorable matchup over here. As you stated, and with the sweep, you could lock in that 7th round seed over there. And so basically, I think the first, second, and third seed, they're all locked in over there. So if you sweep tonight, you're going to be playing the Dangling Peckers, I believe. No. The Dangling Peckers still have a chance over here. So you might be playing Saint as well. Saint, would you be worried with the matchup against Apex Panda and the Hat-Trick Stars, or not at all, really?
I'd be worried about anybody who could get that 7th spot. I mean, there's a lot of competition in the league this season. Any team is going to be tough to get past and go into the later rounds, so we'll just see how the picture turns out.
All right, now, Blaze, you're out of the playoffs now. You have some time off. Things to think about for next season. And you've been doing a fabulous job with the waivers. The past couple of weeks, looks like you've been helping Yambag out over there. Any kind of feedback from the waivers or the captains as to how the waivers have been? Have they been cooperative or what?
Yeah, for the most part, they've been cooperative, the ones I could reach. A lot of help to the captains that's needed it. The captain's been very appreciative of the waivers. Hopefully it gets a lot better next season in terms of teams not really needing waivers and using their own rosters there, but definitely a lot of breakdowns of teams as of late, especially near the end of the season at the bottom of the barrel teams here. But besides that, man, some teams use waivers to get in the playoffs and help them. And for example, Apex used the waiver last Friday. So maybe Apex can tell us how the waiver went.
Well, King of the 412 was my waiver, and he's experienced in the league, so I wasn't worried when I got him. But some of the newer guys that are waivers don't respond right away, and then you got to wait for them and see if they'll respond, or otherwise you need a new one, and that just screws up their chance.
Yeah, well, I think there's a time frame too that you're trying to contact these guys. see if they are available, things of that nature. So we just want to let the Moose family know Blaze and I have taken the task next season in helping out with the waivers. Very little help has been done this season. It was a little bit out of control nonetheless. Plenty of waivers out there still. So you guys have an opportunity to get get your tips wet and things of that nature on the ice. Get your keisters on the ice and help out with the Moose Hockey League serious business. We'll continue on with the MAHL over here. And in my opinion, these top 4 teams, 1 through 4, Philadelphia, Peckers, Penalty Box Heroes, and Left Wing Warriors. These are the guys to beat in the MAHL. And say you've taken a humble approach. What about those other 3 captains that I discussed of those other teams? Does their shit stink or no? Are they humbled or what, man? You think they're going to have problems from talking trash, or you haven't heard that much flying around? What do you think, Saint?
You don't need a fucking bigger fucking net.
I haven't heard too much. Danglin Pekkas is the only team that swept us this season, so I'm kind of worried about them. Wally World and Valorne's pretty precious pucks also got wins over us this season. So, like I said, you never know. Just got to wait for the picture to turn out. But as for Sniper and Liberated, they've done a great job captaining this season, and we'll just see if things turn out. I mean, Sniper, I know he's been having problems getting his goalie online or something like that. He's been having to rotate people in and out of net, so hopefully he can get his lineup healthy for the playoffs, and it'll be a good run.
Yeah, Blaze, I mean, is there any question that those 4 teams that I just mentioned are the ones to beat in the MAHL or what? We could continue to say forever that on any given night things could happen, but the way the records look right now, I don't think anybody's close to those top 4 teams, even close, man. I mean, what do you think? Are those the teams to beat or what, bro?
Yeah, well, with the introduction of the expansion this season, it created a huge rift between the top teams and the bottom teams. And I think those 4 teams distinguish themselves as the top teams, and they're the teams to beat this season. It all goes to show how the draft helps you, because if you go look at these teams, they're majorly mostly just drafted players. They're not from traded players or whatever. Mostly drafted players, and the draft is what distinguished these teams to be the top teams, I believe, in my opinion.
Apex, who's the most dangerous team right now? Is it the Dangling Pekkas, or is it's always Scummy and Philadelphia, and why? Which team is it?
It's definitely Scummy, because I know he's got Luke now, I believe. Is that you or Dangling Pekkas? Yeah, you got Luke, and he's hella good with Sweat the Technique.
What?
And they're dangerous in the corner. Both corners, they just hold down there, and it's hard to beat them.
Yeah, and Saint 0420 doing a fabulous job over there at the point, among the top in the league, top 5 in the league, with the amount of goals scored in the regular season. So very dangerous up front and on the point as well. And looks like they fire a lot of shots down there too. So a lot of things to be going on. If you guys also didn't check us out on Flam Fan, check that out from Thursday. You guys see that? You guys can get the podcast over there, www.blogtalkradio.com/Moose Radio. We discuss a bunch of topics at issue, and the next issue that we're talking about basically is a possibility of making an auction draft or something like this. I don't think it's impossible to do. Some of the negative things that have come out of it is basically that it takes way too long with the quantities of the team and the way our system currently is. We're not franchised or anything, so there's new captains every season, new entire teams every season. Now, in my opinion, I think that's really exciting, but I think it's a possibility if done right. Some of the guys have mentioned that they would be open to being part of a mock auction draft. How much of a possibility is this, Jason Blaze, in the Moose Hockey League?
Well, it depends on how much work the MEC wants to do and if they can get volunteers for it. To be honest, an auction does not work unless you steal teams' salaries, and salaries don't make sense without franchising. So to me, mock draft or the bidding is actually a step towards franchising. If you want to stay away from that in general, I'd say stay away from the draft, the bidding. But if you do, just give it salaries, draft your main 6 players or 5 players if you include yourself, and just snake draft the rest. That's my honest opinion about it.
Saint, what do you think about that? Do we need to franchise in order to make a successful auction-type draft?
In my opinion, yeah, I think so. I think Blaze is right on with it right there. I mean, besides that, it would take a lot of research, and who's to say how much value one player is worth? I mean, just take 3, for instance, would be Hatemaker, Jay Zamorsky, and NJ Ski. They're probably 3 of the best forwards in the league. All 3 of them play different positions, so who's to put a price on them? And then lower players like Low End was saying on the radio the other day, he could go for $1, but who's to determine the prices of all these players and who's going to stick with it? And capping, there would definitely have to be capping on how much a player could actually be worth.
So there's more control in that.
It'd be a lot of work.
Yeah. Apex, are you similar in their opinion, or you think it's possible with the current system that the Moose Hockey League currently has?
Yeah, I'm with them. Honestly, I don't even think we should do any bidding. I think it's a waste, and that's just, I wouldn't like that at all. It's kind of bad. I think I like what we have going.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have it now, and, you know, I think the league always tries to strive for parity, and it just seems like it happens season after season after season. And there are other leagues out there, Moose family, so I don't want to fucking hear it. You guys could say whatever the hell you want to, man. There are a bunch of teams at the bottom, and they could have as many, they could have maybe twice as many teams as we do. And the fact of the matter is, Moose family, that the same thing happens. There are teams at the top, and there are teams at the bottom. That's it, man. So basically, captain has drafted, or he has signed somebody, or traded for somebody who's horrible, or the system isn't working over there, or what have you, man. So it is what it is. Some of these captains want breaks, and they have an opportunity to do that based on what they felt has occurred in the previous season. So the post is up there on MooseandIce.com, Moose fam. Yambag is looking for help. MAHL captain. If you guys think you have what it takes to be MAHL captain, make sure you post on that thread on MooseOnIce.com. All right, guys, so that's what we have on that. Let's move along to the MHL standings over here, and this is pretty much locked in. Serial Business over here, barely scrounging it in with 38 points. But the fact of the matter is, Moose family, Sleepy Time Nap Club is playing International Men of Mystery. So, if Sleepy Time Nap Club, if they sweep this, they're in the playoffs. If they get 5 points, I believe they're going to be in the playoffs. So they have an opportunity over here to make it in there. If they sweep it, they're definitely getting in. I even think if they get the 2 wins and a tie, I think they're still in it. But, shout out to Joe Stowe busting his ass over here, and getting getting those wins on the last night of the regular season to try to lock it in. St. Espone tried to get it. He lost in overtime in Game 1 on Thursday. Didn't make it in there, Moose family. They were up to 6 teams in that to try to lock in that 8th spot over there. Looks like Ice Cream Truck definitely locked it in over there based on his wins. Hugh Laurie after that. So basically, it's Munch on My Chocolate Taco and Serial Business over here. And basically, you could see a couple of the lineups over here. But some of these teams are so dangerous. Dusty Muzzy, Hergy, first time as MHL champion over here. No question about it. NJ Ski, he was captain one more time previously as a captain. And he did it horribly, but, he got the first round draft pick, picking up Jay Zamorsky, almost unarguably the top 5 offensemen. Both of these guys on the same team. I'm kind of surprised that they're not in first place themselves, but they still have a series to play tonight, it looks like. So even with that, though, they'll be tied with the Dusty Muzzies, and I believe the Dusty Muzzies beat them in the regular season as well. So that head-to-head, I think Dusty Muzzies would still be locked in for first place. How fucking exciting is this over here, Apex Panda in the Moose Hockey League? A lot of these teams, this is a higher level of play, and these guys are all over here. A couple of them first-time captains over here. How competitive is it over there in the Moose Hockey League, bro?
Definitely up in the higher league, it's so much more intense. You got some of the best players. Like, if all the cocky players from the MAHL went up there and they would just get owned, I love seeing it. Like, they act so happy to be top in the AHL, and then they go up and just hit the show what they really are. They're just bad. I love it. I remember the first time I went up there, I was like, oh my god, I'm horrible.
Are you speaking from experience? Didn't you go up there and get pwned to the AHL like twice?
Actually, hold on. Last year I started as a leading scorer. And then I got traded away and then sent down. That was a bad thing for me. I got traded and then sent down because nobody liked the way I played.
Yeah, okay. So say, who's dangerous over there, man, in the MHL? Hergsy and Ski and Drift King. I mean, these guys dangerous. Is Marty McFly? How dangerous is Marty McFly with Hate Maker and Buckeye Dude up front over there? Are they dangerous or what, man?
Honestly, Hate Maker is good.
This is for saying, man.
Oh, my bad.
You good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dusty Muzzies, that's pretty much what the Shovel Chin team with Sniper 0270 in net for them. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. NJ Ski and Jay Zamorski together, they're deadly. Top four teams, I can see that'll be going down tooth and nail, game sevens all the way to find out who's going to the finals.
Blaze, what's going on over there in the MHL, man?
Yeah, man. After the whole fiasco with, International Men of Mystery, that's their third name and third captain this season, everybody thought there was a lot of controversy happening here. But this is the playoff time. This is a round where the best teams showcase their talents. Dusty Muzzy's been dominant as always, style and profiling as well. And, of course, Drift King, where else would he be, honestly? This guy's just beast. Team I think you have to really worry about is Marty McFly's, and it's a great way to stay in shape. If you go look throughout the season, a lot of people have been pailing these guys as underdogs, and they've been shaking heads, man. This team is totally the underdog team that likes to win those big games. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with around playoff time.
Yeah, now Apex, what do you think about Munch on My Chocolate Taco and Ice Cream Truck? First time as an MHL captain, locking it into the playoffs over here at the seventh spot. Is he going to have a tough time against Styling and Profiling or the Dusty Muzzies? What do you think, man?
Well, Ice Cream is a good player. I'll give him that. He's always been a good player, no matter what league he was in, MHL or AHL. Seeing him go up there, play in defense, and shutting people down was pretty awesome. Right now, I'm just trying to take a look at his roster, see what his team's like, real quick. It's kind of weird. I don't see anyone that too impressive. Uzner is pretty good. There's Agent Jack Bauer. He's a pretty good forward, left wing. Likes to take a lot of shots though.
Otherwise, pointless shots.
Yeah, a lot of pointless shots. Although I don't really see much. I don't see much at all. Ice Cream and Uzner shutting it down on D, I guess, but I don't really see how good the forwards could be.
Yeah, so it seems like
maybe it's just luck or something. Some good chemistry.
Yeah, they it might be dangerous. They're barely above 500 over here, Moose fam. Nonetheless, they get it in there. They're in the playoffs right now, locked in. But just getting into the playoffs, it's much more competitive than it used to be, Moose family. As we've stated previously, we've expanded, so the quantity, there's more teams to play against. So you're going to have that problem there. 39-game season, we keep it nice and sweet just in case you're on a terrible team. You don't have to be on that terrible team forever, because right after that, it's the next season after that. So lock and load, man. It's just continuous, serious business here at the Moose Hockey League. Anything else on your plate at all, Saint?
No, I'm just getting ready for the playoffs. This is my last season full time because I'll be going back to work next month. So I'll be around, just not at full time capacity. But good luck to all the teams involved in the playoffs. Can't wait to see you guys there.
Great, man. Blaze, any other words? Any other words, man?
Yeah, don't forget, man, tournament, April 1st, Moose Madness versus tournament. Be there, folks.
All right. Well, what about you, Apex Panda?
Good luck to all the other captains, and good luck for the next year players that are trying to be captains. And I'll see you in playoffs, Saint.
All right, man. Make sure you guys check us out. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Continue to check us out, www.mooseonice.com. Follow us on Twitter at MooseOnIce. Apex Panda Saint 0420. Jason Blaze Giant 918. Signing out. Have a good night, everybody.